Hi, welcome to the Book Nook with Squirrel and I. This week we're going to read stories on sunshine, summer, and spreading kindness, aren't we, Squirrel? First, we're going to show you an activity you can do as a family to spread kindness to each other. It's called a kindness jar. All you need is a recycled jar or a recycled can, popsicle sticks, and a pen. Then, if somebody in your family just needs a little extra cheer, pull a popsicle stick and a smile will spread across their face. We should try it. Squirrel, what color should I do first? Green? Okay. Let's pull the green one. Oh, it says take a night walk. We love doing that and then looking up at the stars. I will pull another one. This one, Squirrel, says play cards together. That would be a lot of fun. And let's see what the purple one says. Ooh, cook together. We like that. Squirrel, should we do some pancakes together tomorrow? Yes. Squirrel likes pancakes. Kindness jar. Next rainy day activity. So hopefully you can join Squirrel and I for one or both of the stories. The first one is a group of poems by a lovely book called Firefly July. We're going to do just a few of them this summer season. Little orange cat. Little orange cat, you prowl like a small tiger. Stalking what? In the field of white daisies and shining buttercups by Charlotte Zolotto. I'll always make sure you can see the pictures. This one was in honor of my new cat. Hopefully he'll come visit. Subway rush hour. Mingled breath and smell, so close. Mingled black and white, so near. No room for fear. Langston Hughes. A Happy Meeting, by Joyce Sidman. Rain meets dust, soft cinnamon kisses, quick noisy courtship, then marriage, mud. This one's so bright. Look at that. And she is a local author. Firefly July. When I was 10, one summer night, the baby stars that leapt among the trees like dimes of light, I cupped, I capped, I kept. By J. Patrick Lewis. I just saw a whole display of fireflies at a Minnesota State Park. It was beautiful. Hopefully you'll get out and do that too. Sandpipers. Sandpipers run with their needle beaks digging, they're hemming the ocean. By April Halpern Wayland. Look at that. It's a great way to put it. Hopefully you've been to some of the pretty beaches nearby. Bronze Age. Now this one reminded me of a drawer full of treasures at my house, and I found a key that looks just like that picture. Do you have treasures like that at home? This says Bronze Age. In a dusty drawer I find the keys to a farmhouse long torn down, and rubbing fresh the smell of metal, and the bits smelled of child's own fear and first pennies. By Robert Morgan. The next one, In a Field Forever. Sun's a roaring dandelion, hour by hour. Sometimes the moon's a sky, sometimes a silver flower. But the stars, all night long the stars are clover. Over and over and over. Robert Wallace. Sea Trade. All night long, the moonlit sea tosses white chrysanthemums to the rocky shore. All night long, the rocky shore offers in return tattered petals. Patricia Hubble. See the boats up there? The next one, about a moon. There you go. The moon was but a chin of gold a night or two ago, and now she turns her perfect face upon the world below. Emily Dickinson. You see that? Those are the summer ones. Firefly July. The next one is about a friendship and about cheering each other up when you need it. Toot and Puddle, You Are My Sunshine. This was a favorite of my kids when they were little. There's an inscription. Toot and Puddle. by Holly Hobby. Has very soft illustrations, so look carefully. They're really sweet. It was morning in Woodcock Pocket, and the sun was shining, birds were singing, and blossoms were bursting. And Toot was moping. When Puddle asked, "What's the matter?" Toot said, "Nothing." There's Toot. "I've never seen Toot mope," said Tulip. "He always is so happy." "Everybody mopes sometimes," says Puddle, "even Toot." "It's such a beautiful day," Tulip said. "The sky is so blue." "That doesn't matter when you're feeling blue too," Puddle said. Tulip is the little bird friend right there. The next morning when Toot came into the kitchen, he asked Puddle, "How do I look?" "How do you look?" Puddle said. "You look the same as ever." "My ears are too big," Toot said. "Of course they're not," Puddle said. "Your ears are perfect." "Do you think my eyes are too small?" Toot asked. Puddle looked at his friend's eyes. "I don't think so," he said. Toot said, "I feel too pink." "Oh, you can't be too pink." "Well, you're just saying that," said Toot, and he moped out of the room. Mope, mope, mope. There he is. That evening, Puddle made 5-berry cobbler with heaps of whipped cream. Yum. "I know 5-berry cobbler is your favorite," he said to his friend. "Oh, it's delicious," Toot said. "Thank you." And Toot's smile popped out for the first time in 2 days. "It worked," Tulip sang the next morning. "Hooray for 5-berry cobbler." "I think you're right," cheered Puddle. He was so relieved. But then Toot came out, poking across the yard. He didn't look any happier than he had before. "Is Toot still blue?" Tulip asked. "Maybe he's bored," Puddle declared. "What Toot needs is adventure." What do you think they're going to do? Let's see. Wow, whitewater rafting. Look at that. Look at their faces. "Oh, that was tons of adventure," Tulip said. "We never would have dared the rapids without you," Puddle told Toot. "Anyone can float down a river," Toot replied. He was still moping. That Toot. So Puddle had another idea. Maybe Toot is feeling lonely. We haven't had company at Woodcock Pocket all summer. Tulip's eyes brightened. "There's nothing better than company," he said. "Let's invite everyone." Everyone came. Ginny, Otto, and Phil. Soon Puddle had everyone singing "You Are My Sunshine." You know that song? "Let's play hide and seek," Otto suggested. "Come on," Toot, Puddle called. "You're it." But Toot said, "I'm not in the mood to be it right now." "I think everyone had a wonderful time," Puddle said. "Everyone but Toot," said Tulip. "I sure miss the old Toot," Puddle said. "Me too," said Tulip. He's off sitting by himself. Sunday morning wasn't sunny. "I think something's coming," Puddle said anxiously. "I'm afraid you're right," said Tulip. Looks like a storm. Late that afternoon, lightning crackled and thunder rumbled and wind lashed, and Woodcock Pocket was rain. Rain, rain, rain. It was the biggest and scariest storm Puddle had ever remembered in so long. Toot was the only one who didn't seem afraid. In the morning, Pocket Pond was flooded, and there were leaves and branches all over the place, but the air felt different, more fresh and exciting. And the world seemed crisp and new. And when Toot came marching across the yard, he was the old Toot. He walked with a bounce, his head was up, and his whole pink face was smiling. I'm glad you're not moping anymore, Puddle said. Was I moping? Asked Toot. Just a little bit. Sometimes you need a big whopping thunderstorm to clear the air. Yes, said Tulip. Thunderstorms are absolutely necessary. Friends, too, said Toot. What friend could you cheer up today? Toot and Puddle. The next one is a beautiful book about a little boy and his grandmother and about respect of nature, patience, and kindness. Johnny's Pheasant. Johnny's Pheasant by Julie Flett. Johnny and Grandma were on their way home from the Grand Market with a sack of potatoes, a package of carrots, a bundle of fresh fruit, and frosted cinnamon rolls. Pull over, Grandma, hurry, said Johnny. Well, what do you see, said Grandma. Come on, I'll show you. Johnny led Grandma to a small feathery hump near the ditch. It's a sleeping pheasant, said Johnny. Oh my, said Grandma. Can I keep it? Asked Johnny. Grandma knelt and nudged the small pheasant with her foot. He's still soft, said Grandma. Let's bring him home. I'll make him a nest in the yard and feed him carrots, said Johnny. It's awfully kind of him. Grandma put her hand on his shoulder. I'm sorry, Johnny. I think he may have been hit by a car, but I can sure use his feathers for my craft work, said Grandma. Silly Grandma. He's not ready for craft work. He's sleeping. Let's put him in the trunk, said Johnny. Grandma emptied a paper bag and put the pheasant in the trunk. He's still warm, said Grandma. Hoot, hoot, said Johnny. Hoot, hoot, asked Grandma. Yes, hoot, hoot, said Johnny. Can you do that? Hoot, hoot. I want to hear you. When Grandma pulled into the driveway, Johnny unbuckled his seatbelt and he bolted out the door. He leaped over the spring puddles and he said, hoot, 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 and he disappeared into the house. Johnny rushed out with a box. Here's his bed until I gather sticks, said Johnny. Can we bring him inside? Okay, said Grandma, just for a little while. When the pheasant was on the table and Grandma was on the couch playing cards, Johnny opened the door. Okay, I'm off to get sticks. Hoot, hoot, said the pheasant. Oh, Johnny spun around. That's exciting. The pheasant shook its feathers, swooped up. Its wings nicked the walls as it circled the living room and then landed right on top of Grandma's head. Oh no. The pheasant's tail swayed from side to side in front of Grandma's face. I guess he was only knocked out, said Grandma. Yay! Hoot, hoot, said Johnny. The pheasant sprang from Grandma's head, flew out the door. Hoot, hoot, there goes the pheasant, said Johnny. Pheasants belong in the wild, said Grandma. No, he heard you talking about using him for crafts, and that's why he went away, said Johnny. Hoot, hoot, said the pheasant. Johnny and Grandma stepped out the door and saw the pheasant perched on the swing set. Hoot, hoot, said Johnny. The pheasant fluttered its wings and flew away. Grandma looks at Johnny. A single feather zigged and zagged to Johnny's feet. He picked it up and he spread his arms. Through the yard he zigged and he zagged and he zigged and he zagged. and he stopped right in front of Grandma, and he fluttered his arms down to his side and gave the feather to Grandma. "Hoo-ah," said Grandma. "Hoot, hoot," said Johnny. They're having so much fun together. Helping the pheasant. The end. Love that book. It's a new one to my collection, and it will be new in our library too. Johnny's Pheasant. I hope you enjoyed the books today. A couple that are fun read-alouds. For older, I would say 7, 8 years old, elementary, The Wish Tree. She's one of my favorite authors, so I always like to, at the end, if I can, give some other tips for ones to enjoy the summer by Catherine Applegate. And it's about spreading kindness in your neighborhood. Wish Tree. The last one, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. Beautiful message on encouraging each other to really value yourself. This one's beautiful. You guys were such good listeners, as always. Squirrel and I, where are you, Squirrel? There you are. Hope that you enjoyed our books on kindness. So go out and spread kindness this week. We'll see you next week, I hope. Bye. Have a wonderful day. Say bye.